Time to peak is the length of your training block, which is also called a mesocycle. Now, for most individuals, this is going to be roughly 4 to 6 weeks in length. Now, the easiest way to do this is to create a training week, also called a macrocycle. Generally, these are 7 days long because it fits in with a typical work week. However, they can be shorter or they can be longer. Now, in week 1, you're going to start off super light. You're going to go RP5, RP6. So there's going to be plenty of reps left in reserve. Now, for the lower body lifts, you're going to add 5 kilo per week. For the upper body lifts, you're going to add 2.5 kilo per week, and you're just going to keep adding weight until you can no longer add weight to the barbell. So basically, you're trying to see how long it takes you to get to a peak performance. Now, for me, it's around about 4 weeks. For you, it could be shorter, it could be longer. So for example, say you're doing the back squat in week 1, you start off with 100 kilo, which is quite light, and then you continue to add 5 kilo to the barbell over the weeks, and then you get to week 5, and then you can no longer add weight to the barbell. You do an extra week and you actually start to see a performance decrement. This would mean that a training block for you should be roughly 4 weeks in length before moving into another block. So in this example for this individual, if they're to go past the 4-week mark, they're going to start to build up some fatigue and it's going to mask their performance. So they're better to move into a new block of training. This will allow some fatigue to dissipate and then performance improvements to come through. Now, this is a nice, easy way to start planning blocks of training if you've reached that intermediate stage of lifting. Now, if you are new to lifting, then I probably would recommend either a single or double progression model, which I've covered previously on this channel. Basically, you're adding weight or reps to the barbell every single week. Those models would probably serve you well for the first several months of training. And then once you start to get to that stage where you run those programs out, then you could move on to start planning blocks of training, such as I've just outlined in this video. If you'd like to see an example of how to layer blocks of training on top of one another, then check out this video here. I go through a program on how to improve the overhead press. If you have any questions on today's video, fire a comment below. Thanks for watching.